Hello, welcome to the demo from Verity Solutions. Today we're going to demonstrate SAP MM P2P procurement cycle. You can visit us at veritysoul.com. We're an SAP training company in Houston. We provide online and in-class training of all SAP modules. Again, welcome. We're going to switch. Right now I'm going to switch back to the SAP. The very first thing I'm going to do is create a purchase requisition. As you can see, these are all the key transactions that you need to complete this demo. The step one is really creating a purchase requisition, and step two is ME21N, creating a purchase order. Step 3 is creating a MIGO goods receipt, and step 4 is MIRO. It is the creating of invoice, and also you need to look at the MMBE, look at the stock overview, and you can also do some transfer postings, consume that stock, and then you can repeat the entire process. So we'll start with the very first step. What I'm going to do is create an existing purchase requisition. I'm going to copy it, and then we're going to use and walk you through the entire cycle. The transaction is ME51N to create a purchase requisition. And right now I'm just opening up the document overview. I'm kind of looking at 4500175532. This is an air conditioning unit for vendor 1003. I'm gonna try to find something different. Okay, this is, I'm gonna use this requisition 17545, ordering automatic gears from vendor 1000. This is actually a PO, but I'm just gonna go back and open up a requisition section. It's showing my purchase orders. I'm going to open my requisitions. Okay, I'm going to use this particular requisition to copy into a PO. The first thing is I'm going to create new requisition. I'm going to click on this paper create icon, and there's no information up here, and I'm going to go into adapt. You can see this icon here, which is the adapt. So I'm adapting an existing requisition into a brand new requisition. So that's going to retain a lot of the information from my 16079 requisition. I'm adding automatic gears. I'm adding quantity 99, and this is for plant Hamburg, and my delivery date is for in 3 months from now. And I have my purchasing group as 002 and purchasing organization as 1000. As you can see, this is a requisition and does not have a vendor information. I do not know the vendor at this point. So I'm ordering the material AM2401, and my count assignment for this thing is blank. That means this is going to be ordered for stock material. And I'm going to do a check here to see if there are any error messages. I'm sorry, error messages, and there shouldn't be no error messages here. So this is ready to be saved. So I'm going to go back and save this purchase requisition, and that should give me a number 16089. If I refresh this transaction, I will see now 3. This is the one I created. 16089 is my purchase requisition. Okay. So I'll remember this thing. I'll double click on this thing, and if you click on the, okay, and I'm going to go out, and now I'm going to go use the ME21 transaction, creating a PO. I'm now creating a PO using these requisitions. I'm taking the existing purchase requisition, I'm copying that into a PO. So the only information that we need to add in a PO that is not in a requisition is the vendor. So now I've gone through my requisitioning process, vendor selection process, and I picked vendor 1000 to source my automatic gears. And that is kind of outside of this process, so we have to do an RFQ, send it to the vendor, get a quotation, do the vendor selection process, and pick a vendor. So we are assuming that you already gone through the process, which is a manual process, and you actually selected the vendor. Okay. Now I'm clicking on the requisition I created, and I'm doing an adapt. Okay, and it's asking me to create the vendor, and I'm going to put in a vendor 1000. Okay, and because this is the very first time the vendor material are being ordered and there is no contract and there are no info records, they're asking me for a net price. So each price for this thing is, let's say, $19. Okay, and you can see the conditions here. The gross price is $19. I'm getting a cash discount of 3%, so the actual price is $18.43. And if you click through the different tabs, this belongs to Mitchell Group 001, and the account assignment for this thing is going to be procured for stock. And if I click on the header information, you can see this is for the purchasing organization 1000, purchasing group 00, and company code 1000. So this is the header information, and the vendor information is going to be copied over to the partner functions, as well as the communication folder. So the three folders: one is the header information, one is the item detail, item overview, and the below is the item detail. In the item detail, you have multiple tabs. You have item text here, so I can put in a very general text. Gears or manufacturing. You can also put delivery text. You can also put some material PO text that's going to be displayed or printed on the PO. You can also put in some info notes. This is at the item level. You can also put text at the header level. If I go back to the text here, this is for price. This is text like terms of delivery. Okay, I can put something like this. This will be for net 30. That means after receiving the invoice, I have to pay this vendor in 30 days. Okay, I can also put shipping instructions. Okay, shipped in 10 days and well packed. Okay. I can also put terms of payment, net 30. Okay. Labor. So all these things are notes that will be communicated to the vendor, and some can be printed on the purchase order. So now I'm going to go back and check to see if there are any errors for this particular PO. There are none, and I can go back and look at the messages. And I'm going to do this one as an external send, and I'm going to click on communication method, and I'm going to put local printer, and then my communication strategy is going to be letter. And I can now do a print preview. And if I have a printer attached, I can always print this particular PO. So any of the item text that we put in the PO are now showing up in the PO right here. Okay. And we can also send these things via EDI to the vendor. I can also fax this thing to the vendor. There are other delivery options also for the PO. Okay, or I can do multiple. I can print. I can also do EDI. I can do multiple message types. So now this PO is ready to be saved, and I'm gonna click on the save button. Now I'm gonna get a brand new PO 17557. I'm going to go back to my document overview and look at my purchase orders. Okay, and this is the one I created, 175. This is the one I created. Okay, this is the one we just created, and I'm going to copy this particular vendor, because I know, because I put in $19 here and I put in a lot of the different text here. I can still see those texts. This is 17557 is the PO that we created. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn around and create a MIGO, a goods receipt. I send the PO to the vendor. Vendor received the PO and he's trying to acknowledge and trying to send the goods to us. So once the goods have been received in my warehouse, the guy at the warehouse at the dock inspects the material and now does a goods receipt against that PO. So I'll enter the PO number. I'll click on return and now click on item is okay. I did receive 99 pieces. Okay. And I'm going to do a goods receipt. Before I do the goods receipt, I want to show you one thing. I want to go into these automatic gears and I want to check I'm going to show you the current inventory. Okay, the current inventory is 160 pieces. So if I do a goods receipt, the inventory now should be 160 plus 99. Okay, so it should be like 259 pieces after I receive the goods. Okay, so now this is okay to be received, 99 pieces, and I'm going to be saving the goods receipt. Now goods receipt is going to create two documents. It's going to create a material document and it's going to also create a financial document. Okay, and we're going to look at all those things in a minute. So now it's posting the goods receipt and it created a material document 500232. And I can see that by going into my ME21N, I can look at the purchase order history. Means I'm now monitoring that particular PO. So I can go into my purchase order history. I can see that the material document has been posted. If I click on the material document and if I go back into my document info, financial documents, it should have posted an accounting document. It should have debited, you see 89 is a debit to my unfinished products to my 79000 account, and it's also doing a credit to the GRAR account and also putting some money into the price difference account. The reason this is doing is because of the price that's on the PO is different than the standard price that we set for the material. Okay, we're gonna see that in a minute, why there is a price difference account for that particular material. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the particular material and double click on this thing. Now we had 160 prior and now it should be 160 plus 99, 259. So my stock has gone up in this case. Okay, and the accounting, if I go into the accounting tab, the standard price, this is a standard price and the standard price is 153388. Okay, but in the PO I put in $19. So there is a difference between how the material is configured versus what's the price on the PO. So there's going to be, the difference is going to be booked in the price difference account as we've seen in the other slide. We're going to go back here. I'm going to go back to the financial documents. Okay, and I can see that it's debiting 212.59557 based on the standard price. It's taking $99 that we put in for each piece. Sorry, $1,533 times is multiplying with the 99 pieces, and that's how it's debiting. But the invoice price, we only put $19, so it's gonna, the GRAR account will stay at the invoice price, and the difference it's gonna put in the price difference account. All these accounts come from the automatic account determination for the GRAR posting. And this is for the movement 101. 101 movement type is for the goods receipt into warehouse for unrestricted use. So now I created requisition. I created a PO and now created a goods receipt. Now we're going to go back and do an invoice receipt. Invoice receipt is MIRO, M-I-R-O. I'm going to go back in there and then I'm going to enter the PO that I have created, and I'm going to take the invoice date as today and I'm going to hit return. Okay, and just giving me a information, and the balance is it's going to be 1881, and I'll put that in the amount field, and now the document is balancing. Okay, if I turn back to the GL account side, okay, there's nothing. I can also do a simulate to see what GL account is posting to. It is debiting the GRAR account and it is crediting the vendor. Okay, so the GL account that we have seen where it's actually posting to crediting to GRAR, now it's going to be debiting to the GRAR account, and it's going to be clearing that particular GRAR account. We can also go take a look at that accounting entries also. Okay, now this is ready to be posted. Okay, now I have the accounting document created. I can go back to my PO and look at the PO purchase order history. Now I see the material document. Now I see the invoice document. Okay, in the line item, I can also see the requisition. So the requisition got converted into the PO. The PO got converted into goods receipt, material document, and also now we went and processed the invoice receipt. Now if I click on the invoice receipt document, go to follow on documents, and it can see the accounting documents. So now I'm creating the vendor and debiting the GRAR account for the price that's on the PO. Okay, and now I can also look at the stock for that particular material, and if I go back to the mass material data, I'm just going to copy the material. I'm going to go out. I'm going to go to stock overview. I'm going to type in the material. Okay, now I see 259 for plant 1000, and it's the same. I only have the material for plant 1000, company code 1000, so it's going to show the total quantity of 259 pieces. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to consume 100 pieces by doing a transfer posting, and I'm going to do no, I'm going to not do a transfer posting actually. I'm just going to go back to the logistics, materials management, inventory management. I'm going to do goods movement. I'm going to do a goods issue, a transfer posting. Okay. Or I can also try this transaction. Posting against the PO. Oh, it's not the PO. I need to get the PO. I'm going to go back and find. Give me a second. Okay. Let's check the passenger. it's going to be 450057. Transfer. Try one more different way, and I'm going to do 201, and I'm going to try opening the PO. I'm going to get that particular materials, and I'm going to do there are 259 pieces. I'm going to consume all of them, okay, and I'm going to consume it to my cost center 1000. Okay, storage location is going to be 001. So whatever pieces that are left for that material in stock, 259, I'm consuming it to my cost center. So there shouldn't be any pieces left after I consume this material. Now I have a material document posted. Now if I go back, look at my stock overview for my AMT 400, there should be 0 left for these things. There shouldn't be any material left for these things. And now I can acquire these materials again by creating a requisition and going back to the full cycle. So we have shown you how to create a purchase requisition, taking the requisition, copying into the PO, and then creating a goods receipt, creating an invoice receipt, looking at the stock, and also doing the MB1A goods issue for consumption, and then checking the stock overview, and then making sure that there is nothing left in that particular materials. And we also shown you the accounting transactions as well as the material ledger transactions. And this concludes the demo, and you can see this video on our site, and also we have free training material on veritysolutions.com, and hope you stop by.